So I was talking earlier on some videos about issues, but this video I want to get down to talking about real estate because investing is really important to me. So I met with a mentor. His name is Tim Chaff, and he's a really smart guy, and he's a very successful investor. He has a ton of property, and his net worth is in the millions. So I always ask somebody who's good at what they do, teaching me how to do it. So he came over from, I think, Florida or something, just to teach me how to get started on my business. And I have my business set up. I have my LLC. I have its own bank account, and we even have a car for the company. It's the truck is under Vergara Investments. So the point is, we want Vergara Investments to grow to the point where we can. I see Vergara Investments reaching the point where it has its own office, and we have employees working around the clock just to make things happen. So the goal is, when it comes to real estate investing, to find deals. You want to find people who are motivated enough to give you a discount on that property. They're not looking for full price. It would make no sense for a distressed property to sell at full price because it needs work. Full price is when everything's tip-top shape, and similar homes have sold for that price, so now you're allowed to sell it for that price as well. So it needs to be a distressed property, and it needs to be a motivated seller. The two of them together, you got yourself a deal. But what if you have a distressed property but the seller isn't motivated? Well, you probably won't want to sell it to you. You'll probably just keep it, let appreciation build on it, and sell it for as much as you can get it for. You know, it happens. You might be renting it out, who knows. But you're looking for distressed sellers more than anything. Sometimes the property doesn't have to be distressed, but the seller can be motivated. Even better, because there won't be as much work needed on the property, and you can get a good discount on it. You won't have to put in as much repair costs into it. More profit. So I'm looking to wholesale. My target areas are Brockton, Lynn, Everett, parts of Boston, really, like Dorchester and Roxbury and Rosendale. I'm not a fan of Newton, Wellesley, and Waltham, but I like Chelsea. I have maps up here, by the way, so I'm just looking at my maps. I had one deal lined up in Woburn, which fell through. It sucks. And I've been all the way to New Bedford, which is like as south as you can get to the ocean in Massachusetts. Yeah, houses are way cheaper down there than they are up here. I mean, a home you can get for 300K, you can get for 100K down there. Yeah, so the numbers have to make sense, right? So people who don't know how to real estate invest, there's a lot of guru programs. There's a lot of books on it too. In fact, some people read a book that they bought at a garage sale for like 10 cents, and they apply it and they make 10K on their first deal. So that's a big ROI, return of investment. Alright. Yeah, so you got programs that teach you, and sometimes you gotta pay for them, like me. I'm paying for Rich Dad. Sometimes you read on your own, do your own research. The only downside to that is you don't have a mentor. So everybody needs a mentor. I mean, successful people get successful because they mimic other successful people. It's all about being a plagiarizer. Why fix something when it's not broken, right? So as an entrepreneur and around a lot of different entrepreneurs, we tune into pep talks, motivational videos. We gotta learn how to give pep talks. We gotta learn how to build confidence up in people because we're into team building. So we listen to people like Jim Rohn, Andrew Carnegie, Tony Robbins, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that kind of stuff. So we do a lot of research, and not only how to make money, but who you have to be in order to make money, right? So, I mean, the biggest thing you get is fake it till you make it, right? You don't want to act like you're not there and try to get there. You want to act like you're there already, because that will produce results more than if you're acting as a situation you're in at the moment, right? So it's all about mentality. Are you up here or are you down here? So we have to put ourselves in the mindset that we are millionaires, but we just haven't cashed in our checks yet, right? But I was saying, for real estate investors, we're looking for deals. There's a lot of different ways to make money. Contract assignments, which is like the easiest. You know, if you're low on funds, you can always start off by wholesaling. What that means is you look around for deals. Well, you send out a lot of marketing to homeowners, and you look for the ones that are distressed, people who are interested in selling their home, right? So you send out your postcards, and hopefully they call you back. If they call you back, then you guys set up an appointment to go see that home, but only if you can get a sense that they are distressed. You don't want to waste your time and drive an hour to see a home just so that the seller wants to sell his home for full price. That's not doable or practical. So our goal is to filter out the non-motivated sellers from the motivated sellers, so that we have more chances of getting a deal out of those numbers. So you send 60 postcards out, for instance, maybe 5 will call you, maybe out of those 5, one's motivated, and maybe that deal gets done. But when you do contract assignment, how that works is you have to get that property under contract. You negotiate, and when you negotiate, you gotta take into account what you want to make. So I want to make, off a contract assignment, to be fair, you can make anywhere from 5K to 15K. So anything over 15K, you might want to do a double close, just so that the person who buys the contract at the end doesn't think you're too greedy, right? Right. But anyway, for a contract assignment, if you want to make 15K, what you have to do is you got to figure out how much the home would sell for in tip-top shape. So you do comps. You compare it to other homes that are sold in similar condition, and in the last 3 months have sold, just so that the market value is there. And you want to kind of like make sure that they are similar enough that average price per square feet makes sense, because you don't want to like shoot too high or leave money on the table. You would rather leave money on the table than shoot too high, right? You don't want to lose your shirt over a deal. Anyway, but if you're doing contract assignments, you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is negotiate. So like I said, you have to figure out how much the home is worth once it's all fixed up, and what you can sell it for. So for instance, you buy a home. Well, I'm not gonna tell you what you buy it for, but you find out this home will sell for 300K in great condition. It'll need the work, but it'll get there. So it'll sell for 300K. That's what someone is willing to buy it for. That's how the economy works. How much is something willing to spend on a product? Anyway, you find out it's for 300K. Great. Now you're in ARV, after repair value. From that, you start working your way down. So you subtract everything that will go into that deal. You subtract repair estimates, right? So you walk through the home and you gather information and you're writing it down. It needs new windows. It's 200 windows a pop, and it needs new flooring. It's going to be $2,000 for the floor. It needs a new roof. It's going to be $4,000 for the roof. It needs carpeting. That's maybe $200 right there. Basement needs to be finished. That's like $2,000 right there. It's $5,000. It needs new paint everywhere. It's $2,000 for painting the whole house. Vinyl sidings, I don't know, like $1,000, maybe 500. Um, so yeah, that's how it works. So you take everything into consideration, and you add it all up until you come out with a price figure, like an estimate. And you want to be as accurate as you can be, because it matters. It matters. And I'll tell you why. So from the ARV value, the after repair value, which is what you can sell the home for at the end, you subtract whatever the repair costs are. So let's say it takes $50,000 to repair it so that it looks great, right? Right. So now 300K minus 50,000 is 250K, right? So okay. Then you're going to subtract holding costs, which means how much is it going to cost to own the property while you're doing the repairs and while you're getting it to great condition. So holding costs are like taxes that you have to pay for, title insurance, home insurance, so if anything happens to it, it's covered. Plus, if you're using a hard money lender, which are people that will loan to you no matter how bad your credit is, which is what a lot of people do if they flip, you have to pay points and interest on it. So you gotta take it into account. So okay, so maybe it's like $6,000 of holding costs. Subtract that. So 250 minus 6K is 244. Right. You got 244. So we've got repair costs, holding costs, and then now you gotta do closing costs. Closing costs are just what you pay the attorney or the title company, and you pay seller pays sellers closing costs, buyer pays buyer's closing costs, and sometimes it's agent's commission. So it's mostly title company paying them for finding whether the title is clear or not. You know, you got to pay them for the work, and then you got to pay for agent's commission and whatnot. They take 6%, which is a lot, but that's like another $12,000 right there. So now 244 minus 12,000, that's 232, I think. Yeah, 232. Okay, right. Now you want to subtract what you want someone to make out of this deal, the profit you want them to make. What would you want to make if you were to put in all that effort to flip a home? For 50K worth of work, you want to make 50K, right? But add more to it, you know, just to, if you don't get your 50K, if you don't get 60K, you can get 50K maybe. If you don't get 70K, you can get 60K maybe. You know, you just want to give yourself room, right? So try to put it down 70K at first, right? You want 70K worth of profit if you were to do the work yourself. But since you're assigning the contract, you want to sell the contract for 10K. Okay. So 232 minus $70,000. I got a calculator. I use this. 232,000 minus, what do we say? 70,000 equals 162,000 minus 10,000, which is what you might want to make if you sell the contract, equals 152,000. So it's a house that would sell for $300,000, but if you get it under contract for $152,000, which is what you're going to pay the seller in cash, you stand a chance of making $70,000 off of a flip. And if that flip can get done in 5 months at most. Now, depending on how motivated the seller is, he might agree to it, but if not, you want to negotiate. Like I said, really you want to make $50,000. That's what's fair. But if you start off with a lower number than you would actually offer, now you can negotiate from there. But you want to negotiate in small increments, like maybe $2,500 add in $2,500. So now it's 154,500, right? They might say yes to that, right? Who knows? Anyway, but let's say they accept $152,000, so they accept it. Hooray, right? So now you get them to sign a purchase agreement contract, right? It's the regular contract that anybody signs when someone's buying property. They agree to sell that property to you within this period of time, which is 14 days inspection period, which states that. Oh, let me end the video and continue on the next one, right? So yeah, stay tuned.